Okay, so continue from the last video, and here I skipped the last video actually. So in the base specification class, actually specify the necessary things like take is get and private set. Okay, and skip is also get and private set, and spacing enabled is also get and private set. Okay, so here we have the three things, that is take, skip and spacing enabled. Also here we have a order by and order by descending, and also here we have a includes. Now just I want to set the includes, order by and descending, order by and order by descending. I want to set it here, and here you know that here we have a expression. Okay, so just okay, so you can just add here public void add include, and that is suggested by the GitHub Copilot, and that is correct. Here we have an expression that is function of type T and return it boolean, return it object type in include expression, so that you can include in the list that expression as actually passed from the from the product controller or any other things. Okay, so the same thing you can apply the add order by. Okay, and the same thing we can just do by the add order by descending also. Now also I want to apply paging, so it's correct, and everything actually given by me by the GitHub Copilot, and everything is correct. Now you can say that just pass it the skip and the take, and skip take is assigned, spacing is enabled. So just after that I want to create a specs parameter for the pagings. So the next class is to create is paging specs parameter. Okay, or you can say that page info parameters. So in the specification section we can add a new class that is uh, specs parameter. So new class, and that is specs params. Okay, so under the specs parameter we can just define related to the pagings, related to the page size. Okay, so just you can use it here, private const int max page size. I just decide to add is only 20. Okay, and the next one is to add page index or the page. So public integer, that is page index is by default 1, and the page size is 5 by default, and the next one is set to the page size, and that return is actually page size underscore the page size, that is default the 5, and set is page size, and the value is greater than max page size, so that if the value is greater than the max page size, then the value is max page size, otherwise the value you can set in the page size. The next one is we have a brand ID and the type ID. Also we have a short, so just you can use short, and the next one is search. Now you can implement the search like this. Search is underscore search, but the value is search value dot to lowered. Okay, so there is a no need. Now the next one is to add here, that is the brand. Okay, so the brand ID is there, so you can just add integer here instead of integer, and that is the brand ID. And the next one is type ID. So here we have all the specs parameter related to the products. So these are my specs parameter. Now I want to add a controller here so that we can pass the specs parameter, and further we will calculate the values. Okay. Now the next part is to set the pagings. If you want to set the paging as a response type, so you need to add a page info, or you can say the helper methods. So in the API, we just add a new directory that is helpers. In helpers, we just add a new empty file, and the class name is page info class, pageinfo.cs. In page info is a type of the type of T, where T is a class, and we all know that where T is a class. So here we just add properties like the page index, prop integer, that is the page index, the page size, and the total pages, you can say, and the page size also there. Okay, its page total pages is a count, you can say, but the page size is there, so integer the page size. And the next one is public I read only list of type T of the items. I just get the items and I convert it into the page index, total pages, and the page size. So here we have 4 types of data here. Now I want to initialize it in the constructor. So control dot and generate constructor based on these parameters. So here we have a page index, page size, and read only list. Okay, and the total pages, so is there. So that is my page info class. Now in the next video, also here we have a product controller. Now in the product controller, I just use a generic repository first, because in the last video tutorial you have seen here I'm using product repository, but right now I'm going to use it here, that is the generic repository. So see in the next video. Okay, so continue with that two things. The first thing is the brand, and the next one is the type. So I want to add a new entity in my project, that is a product and a brand and the type. So here we have a product only, and the entity type, base entity is, it's a type of integer things. So public integer ID. Now I want to add two new things. The first thing is the brand, and the next one is to add the type. So add here, that is the type dot or you can say the product type dot cs, and the next one is the product brand. So you can just add a new file, that is brand. Also brand is inherited by the base entity class. Similar thing, the product type is also inherited by the base entity class, and product type is actually use one property, and that type is string. The name of the property is title. The similar thing in the brand, we just add a property that is string, and the name is title. Okay, so here we have the property name is title, and the base entity is ID. Product controller is there. Okay, so everything is clear. Now I want to use it here in the products controller, that is a generic repository. We all know that. So here I'm going to add a generic repository of the brand type and or brand and types. So private read only generic repository of brand, and the name is the brand repository. Okay, the next one is to add the type. So just copy, or you can see just Control D to duplicate the line. And here I'm going to add a product type, that is type repository. I just initialize it in the constructor dependency injection. So generate constructor here. Oops, the product controller. A constructor declare a type with the parameter list must have its constructor initializer. Okay, so you know that here we have a primary constructor. So I just initialized in the product repository as a constructor. So private read only the product repository and also initialize it. So just I just remove the errors, add parameter to the products controller. Okay, now just after that I want to get all the product brands and the product types. So you can just add a verb here, stdp cat, and I want to get all the product brands. So you can just add the product brands. So here we have a product brands, and you can just add a name only the brands. The next one is to get all the brands here. So public async task of I action result of I read only list of brand. Okay, and get brands, get and branches await brand repository dot get all async. So brand repository, I mean to say that a generic repository. So just I open the generic repository first and interface I generic repository, and here we have a list all async instead of get all async here, list all async here. So that one is the brands. Now you can just use a return statement. Inside the return statement you can just put it here, just put the line inside your OK method. The same thing you can do with the types. So just copy and paste, and the name is types, get product types, and read only list of I just return the product type. So just read only list of product type. Brand repository, it's a type repository dot list all async. So here we have two methods that return the brands as well as the types. So see you in the next video.